In a recent announcement, YouTube has said that they're going to be changing up the way their APIs work and how they're going to be revealing subscriber counts for people over 1,000 subscribers. Instead of saying that you have 18,035 subscribers to pull an entirely random number out of the air, it's just going to say 18K. When you cross that next 100 barrier, it's 18.1K. When you're at 100,000, it's going to render out 2 points, tenths of 1,000. And when you get up to 1,000,000, it's going to render out 200,000, so tenths of 1,000,000. A lot of people got very upset about this because a lot of people, that number is everything. But to really talk about this, talk about the significance and the difference between 18K and 18.1K, I'm going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons and a 20-sided die. People suck at estimating things. People suck at estimating the sizes of things. If you ask somebody to guess the speed at which something is traveling, odds are they're going to be horribly wrong. If you ask people to gauge distance or the size of something, most people will get that horribly wrong. Humans suck at estimation. In the software development world, this turns into agile processing and understanding Fibonacci numbers and whether or not something is easy or medium or hard, but never saying a number as far as this is how many hours this will take me, because you never really know. But at the same time, humans crave patterns. We sometimes see patterns where they don't exist. So we attribute value to finding numbers, finding some sort of quantifiable way that we're better than the people around us. And that's especially true on sites like YouTube or Twitter or any social media, really. Your follower count is your merit, is your worth, is your value. And while I don't think that's true, and I've posted videos before about how sub counts are not goals, sub counts are very important to people who want to make this their career. But the difference between a 0 and a 1 is relatively small when you're talking about 100 people or thousands of people. And again, we're talking about a 20-sided die. The D20 in Dungeons and Dragons is pretty much the best way that you can notice a difference. There's a verifiable difference between a 15 and a 16. If you just rolled one better, well, then you would have hit the monster you were trying to hit. Or if you rolled one better, you would have made that last death save and your character would still be alive. Now, there's another way to roll dice in D&D, and that's percentile dice. It's 2d10s, one of which is the tens position and one of which is the zeros or the ones position. You roll this and it's percentile. I got 51. What is the quantifiable difference between 51 and 50? There's a 50-50 chance at a coin flip, and it's always verifiable and easy to know if you hit heads or tails. But what is the difference between me rolling a 51 just now or rolling a 52? That 1% difference is very small and isn't really noticeable to the average person. And percentile dice aren't really used that much in D&D because they're actually really just hard to find value for, and your bonuses, your additions, the modifications you make to that roll never seem quite meaningful. A D20, however, is 5% chunks, and moving from an 18 armor class to a 19, you feel practically invincible. And rolling a 20 versus rolling a 19 is something to be celebrated because, well, you just landed a crit. Now, showing numbers in this abbreviated way is not unheard of across other platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook all use an abbreviated number scheme. Once you move up to the next decimal place or the next significant digit, the digit immediately preceding that is usually rounded off to the tenths position. So 10.1K, 10.5K. And that's a bit more significant than 10,104 versus 10,112. A brand deal, a person you're going to be working with, isn't going to care that you have 8 more subscribers. They're going to care that you have significantly more subscribers. And as you get bigger and bigger, the amount that you need for it to be a significant difference increases and increases. So I don't see this being a big deal. Now, there are sites like Social Blade. There's the whole thing of doing a live stream of live counts of people's subscriber counts. I think Flare TV is one of the biggest ones right now, who do live subscriber counts every time there's a YouTuber drama where you see one person going down and one person going up. And people will crave that immediate feedback for, I clicked a button and that number changed. I made a difference. And for the individual subscriber, I can kind of see that, but at the same point in time, for the grander, bigger picture, that's not as significant as getting a whole bunch of people to subscribe or unsubscribe from a channel, and your growth measured in 5, 10, 20 people in a day when you're in the millions is probably not something you're really looking at. At my level, 18,000, 20, 25 subscribers in a day is fantastic, but that number is far more significant to me here, where I am. And if you're under 1,000, that's extremely significant, which is why every single one of them will show up immediately. So if you're expecting another video complaining about this YouTube change, saying how it's the worst thing ever done, sorry, I can't agree. I don't think this change is going to be the end of the world, going to be the end of YouTube as we know it. It might be something to fight the constant subscriber wars and the live streaming of one person going down while one person goes up because somebody made a really dramatized video about vitamins or something like that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not that significant. So next time you want to think about your subscriber count and whether or not you have a bigger ego, more clout than somebody else, think of Dungeons and Dragons and a D20 and whether or not that argument is significant in having. All right, that's it. I just had a bit of a thought on this video. If you want to know more and want to see more of what I'm doing, this is probably going to be about what I'm doing with videos nowadays. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if this is going to do anything, but I felt like making a video. If you want to know more, make sure to go hit up my Discord server. We have conversations like this all the time. Join me on Patreon if you want to see videos early, behind the scenes, extra stuff like this. Or maybe go hit up some of the other projects I'm doing, including some D&D merchandise, which I've been working on a lot lately. You can see some of that over on my Instagram, where I have something point somethings followers. I don't exactly know. Do I need to? Till next time, go out there, be good to each other, and I'll see you around.